I prepare my presentation in a way that, the points which are there in my presentation are the answers for the question. So I don't incorporate the question itself. I just give you a notes kind of thing so that the answers are there in my presentation. But if you want, I'll keep it in question answer form also. Okay, no problem in that. Apart from that, any problem? Okay. So let's just start hormones and hormone related drugs. Okay, it's a very vast topic and again very important from examination point of view. Okay, so I hope you will understand it very clearly and you'll not have any problem in this. So if you talk about hormones, right? So what are the hormones? Hormones basically are a kind of a substance, okay, or you can say it is a chemical which has, which is produced by a specific kind of cells in the body and is transported through the circulation to act on its target cells, okay. So they are secreted by the endocrine glands or the ductless glands, and there are certain body functions in which they act, and what all hormones act in which type of mechanism is given in this table. I suggest that you note down these points because just by clicking the picture or taking the screenshot won't solve the problem. Okay, so just take down the notes quickly. I'll dictate it for you. So the insulin, glucagon, and growth hormones are a kind of, they kind of provide energy to the body. They act in the metabolism of the entire body. They help in generation of ATPase, okay, and triiodothyronine and thyroxine hormones. They are again involved in the metabolism. They, maintain the metabolic rate of the body, and the growth hormone or like growth hormones, they have a they help in the somatic growth of the body, okay. Then there comes the gonadotropins, androgens, estrogens, and progesterones. They are the sex hormones, okay, we all know that. We'll discuss about each category separately and the drugs related to them separately, okay. This is just a table which is just, you know reorienting you towards the types of functions which each hormone performs, okay. Then there comes the antidiuretic hormone and the aldosterone, which are there in the circulating volume, and why they are there we'll discuss about it. Apart from that, glucocorticoids, again very important kind group of hormones which are important for the examination for also important for the examination point of view and for the maintenance of the metabolism also, okay. Parathyroid hormone, calcitonin, and vitamin D, very important. So a basic question that I'm going to ask before moving to the next slide is, can you just tell me the role of, if the serum calcium level goes down, okay, what happens to the parathyroid hormone and how does it, you know, uh, has a role in the bone remodeling? Can you just tell me in few words, any one of you? You can just unmute your mic, you can let me know, or you can write it in the chat box. Decreased serum calcium level, how does it affect the parathyroid hormone? And does it have any role in bone remodeling or not? And if it has any role, on what kind of cells it acts? This calcium phosphate metabolism, entire thing, role of parathormone, vitamin D, calcitonin is very important. We'll take a separate class to understand this. Okay? Increase parathyroid hormone and osteoclast affecting bone function. That. Okay, okay, okay. have answered, they are partially correct. What happens is decreased serum calcium level will have a effect, right? Will have a effect on the parathyroid hormone, and when the parathyroid hormone will increase, what will happen? They cannot stimulate the osteoclast or directly. They act on osteoblast cells, okay? And then how the osteoblast act on the osteoclast cell, that's a separate topic. We are not going in detail of it. So via osteoblast, they act on the osteoclast, and then bone resorption takes place with the help of osteoclast cells, and that's how the decreased serum calcium level is maintained with the resorption of bone, and then the calcium level comes to normal in the serum. Okay, so this is the main in broader term, this is the main mechanism. But what is the exact mechanism, how it occurs, we'll discuss another class. Okay, so if you want to classify the hormones, so we can classify it on the basis of the organs which are releasing those hormones. So first we'll be discussing about the pituitary hormones. I would suggest that you note down the points, okay, the classification in time, in the form of flow charts. Just write pituitary. Anterior pituitary will secrete these many hormones, posterior pituitary will secrete these hormones. So this is how you can write it down, okay? And then we'll discuss about each and every hormone.